Welcome along to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
If you're serious about getting under the skin of the game, make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession. You won't want to miss out.
Definitely.
So today we're looking at a really interesting piece, actually. It's from the South African website, dated April 29th, 2025.
Yes, the one titled, Say Kolisi Paranoid Over Springbok Selection. Caught my eye, too.
It did. It sort of delves into where Kolisi's head might be at, as the 2025 season gets closer.
Especially with all the talk about competition in the squad.
Exactly. We're going to unpack his recent comments, the context, basically what's going on with the skipper and his place in the team.
And look, you have to start with his record, don't you? It's phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely. The article flags it straight away. 92 caps.
92. Since his debut back in June 2013 under Hanneke Meyer, that's serious mileage.
It really is. Think about his journey, Western Province, Stormers, the Sharks now. He's been a cornerstone.
And of course, leading the backs to back-to-back World Cups. I mean, that's legendary status right there.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But this is where the article throws in a bit of a curveball. It suggests maybe things aren't quite so certain for him.
Because of the competition?
Yeah, it mentions Rassie Erasmus having tried and tested over 80 players getting ready for this 2025 season.
80 players.
Wow. 80. That just screams depth, doesn't it? And, well, intense competition for every single jersey.
It absolutely does. It signals that, past glories are fantastic, but it's about current form, fitting the plan. Nobody's guaranteed a spot.
Not even the double World Cup winning captain, apparently, which makes Kolisi's own words quite telling.
The comments after the Sharks beat Ulster.
That's the one. He said, it's big for our country, it's big for us as a group, and a lot of us are fighting to make the national team.
Fighting. That's a strong word, especially coming from it. It's a very open admission of that pressure.
It really is. It connects playing well for your club directly to, well, getting that Bokke call-up. No ambiguity there.
It lines up with what he said before, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The article points that out, too.
Yeah, it references him saying something like, to be honest, I'm not thinking about the captaincy. I just want to make the team.
Right. And also, the most important thing for me is to have the chance to play for the Springboks.
Whether I'm captain or not is not in my control. That part's interesting.
I just want to play well enough to be part of the team and to hopefully make it to the 2027 World Cup.
So, okay, let's pause there. For a guy who's lifted the Webb Ellis Cup twice as captain, to be saying his main goal is just making the squad, that speaks volumes about the internal culture,
It really does. It suggests Rassie's built this environment where reputations count, sure, but performance is king. Every spot is earned every single time.
Or maybe it shows a real selflessness, focusing purely on contributing, not the title.
That's a possibility, too. Maybe it's about the team first, completely. But it does lead back to that question the article poses.
Should Kolisi be in the Springboks picture?
Which sounds almost, well, ridiculous on the surface, given his history.
But when you factor in the 80 players, his own comments about fighting for a spot, it becomes less about should he be there based on the past and more about does his current form justify selection moving towards 2027?
It's a performance game at the end of the day. And if you're enjoying this discussion, folks, just a reminder to hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession for more deep dives like this one.
Good point. So connecting this all together, there's another layer the article touches on, a potential milestone.
The Centurion Club.
Exactly. Both Kolisi and Willie LaRue are apparently on track to potentially hit 100 test caps in 2025.
Imagine that, joining that very elite group. Only, 7 players currently? So they'd make it 9?
Reaching 100 caps is just immense, but to think he could be chasing that milestone while still feeling this pressure to just make the team.
It underscores the sheer intensity, doesn't it? The relentless nature of elite sport.
Yeah.
No time to relax.
It really does. Even with that massive personal achievement potentially on the horizon, the focus seems to be purely on performance, on earning that place week in, week out.
It speaks volumes about the standards within the Springbok camp right now. And maybe about Kolisi's character, too, his humility, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. So here's something for you listening to think about. What does this whole situation signal about the Springboks today?
Is this level of pressure on a figure like Kolisi a sign of a super healthy competitive squad? Or, I don't know, does it point to something else about how the team's evolving?
It's a fascinating question. The article suggests you can share your views, leave a comment, or send a WhatsApp to 060-011-0211. We'd genuinely love to know what you think.
Definitely. Because it taps into that core dynamic in team sport, doesn't it?
Right.
Legacy versus current form.
Absolutely. Kolisi's situation, the slight feeling of paranoia, as the headline puts it, even if it's just intense focus, it's a window into that pressure cooker.
It reminds you that even the icons have to keep proving themselves. Past success buys you credit, maybe, but not a guaranteed future.
The focus is always shifting. Present performance, future potential.
Which leaves us with that final thought, really. How do you strike that perfect balance? Integrating the wisdom of experience, like Kolisi's, with the fire of new talent coming through.
It's the eternal selection headache, isn't it? But watching how it plays out with Kolisi and the Boks in 2025, that's going to be absolutely captivating.
Sure. A story to follow closely.
Indeed. Well, that brings us towards the end of this deep dive. Thank you so much for listening to Rugby Obsession.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
We really hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to you listening to our next episode. And one last time, don't forget to subscribe to Rugby Obsession.